Talk About It Success Stories by me. You already know that. Okay, so I have a special guest today.
Hello.
Named Jenny, period. So I usually have a top 5, but you guys didn't send me, the top 5 to give a shout out. I usually do entrepreneurs, influencers, so I could give y'all a shout out or whatever. So today, the topic that I want to discuss is called stepping off the porch. And to me, that means basically stepping off into reality, to society, the real world. So let's get into it. Oh, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, my name's Jen. I am from Los Angeles, California, born and raised. Still here. We still here paying rent.
Exactly.
Some high rent, okay? Just kidding.
That's a good one for sure, because it is high.
No, stop playing with us, okay? Especially with the logos. You're pushing it.
Yes, okay. So basically, the first question I want to ask, how has life been treating you since you stepped off the porch to get a glimpse of the real world? Period.
Okay.
Back to reality.
Whew, right. I think I was honestly blessed to jump off the porch at a young age based off of work. I was always, for some reason, asked if I wanted a job.
Right.
Thank God. I never had to ask. It was always given to me.
Yes.
So I think at a young age, I was like, you should work here. And so I jumped off the porch.
Right.
I said, Mom, Dad, I got it. I got my bills.
Exactly.
Watch this. And ever since then, it's just been on a roll.
Right.
Literally.
That part. Okay. Period. Okay. So what was your biggest challenge that you faced in disciplining yourself to reach your goals? Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. You know what? My biggest challenge was saving.
Ooh.
We didn't talk about that. We did not. So
That
it was
part.
saving, yes.
Because disciplining yourself is hard sometimes.
It is,
period.
very much so.
Very hard, because you could just be like, oh, I got it and I could make it back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
But how about you act like you don't got it, you put it aside.
that part, let it collect dust a little bit,
And you still bring it back tomorrow.
Right. That part. And then what you were saying earlier, basically how you go from starting, you basically doing good, and then you go back to, you have your little up and down moments or whatever.
Oh no, for sure. I think that was, you're right. Thanks for
Yeah.
reminding me, because I did mention that
Yeah.
earlier. And it was having to go through the process of being up sometimes, and then life happens,
Right.
and you're just back down. And when I mean life happens, it could be you getting fired,
Right.
or the company having to fucking shut down, and
That
now
part.
you're asked out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's just you came from up here to just whoop really fast.
Right.
It just
That part.
brung you down one time to be a reminder of
That part. That's
always
why I stay
being
humble.
Yeah, humble.
You never know. I don't be
you never
trying
know.
to show off nothing, because it's you can always.
Just
Just like
it's
that.
a snap for me.
Yeah.
Just
Leave.
like that, gone. Leave you gone. Where'd you
That
go?
part. But yes. Oh, okay.
So I think those are the two
Right.
challenges I think I still face today, because I'm nevertheless I know I got B's in my bank account, and by
Right.
that I mean billions.
Right. That part.
Okay, I'm gonna be okay, but until then I can't.
Right.
Every day is a struggle.
Man. And then we keep fighting though. Period.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So basically, when you did step off the porch, were you successful? Was you scared to take that risk, or and then what ways, basically? So was you when you basically went into the real world, was you successful when you basically used your own mind? Okay, I could do this.
Right, did I make it happen
Right.
I would think I would? Because no, I get what you're saying. I
Right.
feel we hit a certain age where we think we know it all,
Right.
and we just want to, did that make it?
Right. Was you right, basically?
Right. Was
That
I?
part.
You looked at me
Accurate.
bitch, was you right or not? No.
No.
That's That's funny.
Sometimes sometimes you get it right the first, second, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's
you know
why
what?
it's
I
all-
was right.
Right.
I was, but I was also wrong.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like I was that way.
I was right when it came to I could do it, I could work hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hard worker. I could get shit done.
That part.
But I also didn't, my dad especially, he would always say, you need to save your money because you don't know when a rainy day is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And we hear
you
that to
just
this day.
always kind of like take that in. But
Right.
you know, when you have it at the time, you never think that's going to be soon.
Right, that part.
So I think it was like, yeah, I proved that I could work hard, but what do you have to show for it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you're working for these companies
Right.
and they're paying you at the time, when that's over and done with, like, where does that leave Sam?
Right,
You know,
that
where does that leave Jen?
Right.
So I think,
And that's true.
and I think that's why education is so big.
Right.
Because you got to do for yourself.
Yeah. That's for sure. Because
Mm-hmm.
you do. Because it's not guaranteed, honey.
It's not.
So you better get to go.
Right. we gotta always have a plan B.
That part. And that's the thing, because sometimes that plan A doesn't work. So are you gonna stop? Are you gonna keep going? Like that's what I'm here to, like it's the
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. What do we do?
You gotta keep going for sure, because you always gonna have them ups and downs. And it's like not that many people, like we were saying, want to talk about the down times, because like nobody missed that, you know what I'm saying?
True.
But we've been there, and you find yourself like maybe you feel like you ain't really doing nothing with yourself, but maybe you have a conversation with your homegirl, your homeboy, whatever, and y'all talking about some real shit, and then you bring up a conversation, you just like, oh man, like I've been there, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you
Been
just
there, done that,
remember
yeah.
like your struggle and how
Right.
you just,
But we don't talk about that
Yeah,
sometimes.
that
So I
part.
feel like that's what we lack
Yeah.
of, and that's why Sam's
Yeah,
here.
That's why I'm here.
We gonna talk about
Let's
it.
let's not forget about that down, because we always see the pretty pictures and all that, but let's keep it real, like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Sometimes it's ugly.
It's ugly, but
It's ugly.
it's ugly, but you ain't gotta tell all your business.
No,
of
for
course
sure.
not. Just the important like testimonial side of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Very true.
people just, it's real. Like it's really real. Like you could really come from nothing and be something. Like literally. So
Very
let's
true.
talk about it.
Let's talk about it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. So the next question: what advice would you give about self-love, and what are some things you do in the act of self-love?
Okay. So, like, I remember
Yes.
this because I had mentioned it to you before.
Yes.
So, I think for me, self-love is new. But not in the sense of I wasn't introduced or I wasn't loved, but within myself, I wasn't taught. My parents always, of course, said they loved me.
Yeah.
I grew up hearing it. I grew up being around it. But the older I get, the more I feel I need it for myself.
Yeah.
Like on some me
Yeah.
within me.
Right.
And I think I have a really hard time getting in tune with that now because I wasn't taught that at a younger age.
Yeah,
so I
that's
think
how I
that's
feel.
that's just something now that
I
I'm
grew up I grew up in church, but I just felt like it was just like I believe in God for sure, but it just was the church part. I don't know, like like I love the
That's the
music.
church part for
I
me.
love the music, but I literally though when I would go up in there and I would try to be like I guess in my mode or want to be rebellious or whatever, like literally God would just have a specific sermon for me, and I'm like you know, and I'm looking at the pastor like is
Listen,
you talking to me? Like,
Sam's special.
yeah.
She knows it.
As
She's
hard
talking
as
to
you
me,
want to be
Sam.
at church, you like, girl, God talking about you, like check yourself type of vibe, you know?
Heard that.
So, okay, so the next question,
Hello.
basically, so who is your mentor?
My mentors, because I have a few,
Yes.
is my friend group.
Yes.
And they know who they are. Sam's one of them. She knows that. I tell her every time I see
Period.
her. The first thing I feel like, Sam, sometimes I want to cry, bitch. But then I look at you and I'm like, no. Because you did cry, so I better not.
Girl. You got it,
So
girl.
I
You got
think,
it.
yeah, my friends, they play a really big role in
Yes.
being my mentors and getting me on every day. But you know what's funny? I feel like a lot of, like, I've never said that to you
Yeah,
before.
thank
But you know what I'm saying? I've never really actually ever said that to
Right.
you. But, and you probably don't even ever tell me or ask me, like, on purpose. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, hey, Jen, how are you?
Yeah.
But you don't have to. It'll be like what you post
Yeah.
that I need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
you say
Yeah.
on certain days that
That's
I need
true.
to hear. So I feel like that's what helps
Aw,
me
that's so nice,
go.
friend.
No, thank
so
you,
funny.
thank you, friend. No, but I'm serious,
That
and I
part.
feel like a lot of my friends do that for me without even knowing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But
That's
I
important.
grasp that on,
Right.
and I'm like, these are my friends. Like,
Yeah. Because
this
it be
is
at
what
the
I'm-
right moment.
Mhm.
Like, it really do. It be at the right moment. Okay, so the next question, name like 1 to 5 books of your favorite that gave you the mindset to take that risk and motivate yourself to be successful.
Okay, 1 to 5 books. I have
No, we
one
like to read.
that we love to
Read.
read. No, we don't. I'm lying.
Ah,
It just
well,
we
well,
have to. I don't.
I mean, knowledge. I just like to learn new things. So
No,
if
for
it's
sure.
good and I
Yes.
can visualize,
Yes.
if I feel like I'm
Yes.
the character, I'm reading it today.
But if it's
period.
about me,
if I feel
I'm
like
reading
I'm
it.
in there and that's me, I'm reading it.
I heard that. I'm like that too. That's
Yeah.
funny. If you can relate, that's how it is with
part.
music, though.
Exactly.
Like, listen, with music, if I can relate, we're not gonna talk about it.
That's how I feel.
So
for
when
sure.
y'all hear young boy, know I can relate. Okay?
That part, you know
Because he's
we love
always
the
mad.
jigs.
So maybe. But no, for sure, I think the biggest book that taught me a lot that I take into today was The Four Arrangements.
Oh, the 4 arrangements.
The
Y'all
Four
heard it.
Arrangements. And I want to say the author's name's something Miguel. And I really forgot his last name.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, you
he's
could Google Amazon,
No,
yeah.
yeah, Four Arrangements. You'll find it. It's literally, for me, it was life changing,
Okay.
hands down. Second book that helped me with like my hustle and I felt like ambition was The 50th Law, and that was by 50 Cent.
Yes. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I read that 2 years ago, and then I still kind of go back and reread it.
Ooh.
He's onto some shit for sure.
He's a smart man.
He really
Him
is.
and Kanye, like,
That's so funny that you say Kanye, because I feel like a lot of people think he's mad and he's gone crazy,
no,
even when
he's,
he
I feel
was
I
going
ain't
through what he was
even.
going through. But I just feel like you're a Gemini.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, no, he's not. We're not crazy. No, but you're like, no, you don't understand. That is a smart man.
He's such a wise man.
That is a wise man. Ooh. Sam knows the secret. What's Kanye's secret, bitch? I know you know. Tell me, Geminis.
He is smart. He waking up though. But okay, so the next one. As a mother, what are some things you would teach your daughter that you didn't learn growing up?
I think times change for everyone. I don't think what my mom installed in me and what my dad installed in me, I can install in space. I can
Yeah.
tradition-wise, but I feel like we're literally living different times.
That part.
Today.
Yeah.
So how she's going to grow up is not how I was
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
So I think I just gotta teach her love
Yeah.
and to love herself always.
Always. That's matter.
Respect, and that's pretty much, I feel like love, respect is what I could teach her that won't go out of style. You know what I'm
At
saying?
all.
That you
Never get old.
you could just
And
the
that's
next generation,
real.
the next
Next
generation,
generation,
but
period.
anything else I can't teach her.
And
Like,
that's why we here, because we're gonna be breaking generational curves.
right.
We're not doing.
Yes.
It's not a repeating
Yes.
cycle over here.
Yes.
We breaking them. Okay.
Right, thank you.
Let's
So,
not
and I
cut
think
it.
that's what parents lack of.
Yeah,
like my
they be
parents,
scared to
like
take a
back
risk.
then.
You,
Yeah.
You were scared to take a risk, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it for you.
For you,
period.
right.
So-
And so now that I have a daughter, I know like, hey, I'm not going to do
Right.
what, how my parents did me at certain
Yeah.
times not because they wanted to, but because they thought what was best. Like what's best for space is whatever is best for space. You know what I'm saying? I can't really tell you that because I'm not space. I don't know. Until she knows that for herself, she could tell me what's best for her. And if I can help her in any way and it's not harming anybody, I'm always going to support her 100%.
That part.
That's just the way I think.
Exactly. Okay, so what is your passions so far, like for 2022 or just for the future or whatever?
My passion is number one passion for sure. Be the best mom I could be, but before that, even be actually the best me I can be. So I think the biggest passion for me is to be the best mom for my daughter, but also be the best person for me. Because I feel like if I'm not okay, then nothing that falls behind me will be okay. So as long as I'm, focused on myself and taking care of myself, I think that actually maybe didn't even go with the question.
I mean, no, but that's your passion.
But I think, no, you're right. That is, so my passion is me. I'm my passion. Because if I'm not okay with anything, bitch, everything's going left.
Exactly.
So my passion is just me being able to do what I love to do, which is be a mom, do art, exercise, cook. You know what I'm saying? It just falls in line with everything else. If I'm not okay, none of that falls behind me. So that is all my passion. So I am my passion. I am all who I am.
Yeah, that part. Period. Exactly. Okay, so the last question. So I love to eat. I love food. Period. So, okay, so what is your favorite dish, and do you consider yourself healthy, or do you have any tips, regimens, or good food spots? You suggest to us. Period.
Okay, I love to eat.
Love to eat.
My favorite dish is anything seafood.
Ooh.
I love seafood, especially pastas with seafood.
Yes.
Crab legs, lobster tails, you bring it to the table, I'm going to devour it.
Exactly.
It's gone. That would be my favorite plate. Anything seafood, I'm always up for it.
Okay.
I'm not the healthiest person. I'm trying to be this year just because I have a lot of acne problems when I do eat a bunch of junk, which I do eat a bunch of junk sometimes.
But it's moderation.
True, and I think that's
not eating
right,
junk,
exactly. But I think that's my problem. That sometimes I push it, and it's just like, all right, bro, it's not. So I feel like that, and that's what I'm trying to work on as well. Like just kind of gathering my food choices is a little better this year. We gotta work on that.
That part.
And I think a good food spot to go to. I love burgers. I love burgers for real. Like, love them. Is a restaurant right off of Vermont and King, and it's called Hot Box Burgers. They sell amazing burgers.
Yes.
Please check them out if you are in the area and you love burgers like me. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Literally.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check them out because I love me a good burger.
Yes, Sam, you have to. We should go actually.
Okay, we can go.
After a workout, to some point.
Yes. Workout, green juice, and then I'm gonna go eat.
Yes, right. And then we
run it back. I'm gonna run it back.
Run it all the way back. God, please to the right place. You know we ask you all the time.
That is so funny. Okay, y'all. So that's my interview for today. And
thanks for having me.
Stepping off the porch, because sometimes we need to step off the porch to see what's out in store for us. You have to. Don't be scared to face reality. Deal with reality and deal with the real world. Because it comes with balance.
It's a balance.
So
Yes, it is.
So you could follow me at element_styles or at Let's Talk About It Success Stories. And do you have a Twitter or anything?
I don't have Twitter. I have an Instagram. That's my only social media. And that is Young, and that's spelled correctly, YOUNG.
Yes.
.OG.JEN. So it's just young.og.jen.
Yes, but Twitter be going up because I was asleep on Twitter and I was.
I'm still asleep on Twitter.
Right,
I need to wake
but
up.
I was just like in that. I was because I'm learning about trading and all that. So I was in like a NFT group. My boy, he basically invited me to a group, and I was just like, oh, that's cool, like because he learning different shit about it, and then I'm trying to learn more about crypto and all of that stuff. So
that's so difficult,
cool.
and
Yeah.
literally, I'm trying to wrap my head around it, which I already kind of did on the NFTs,
right,
and crypto
right,
too, because you need both to get in one.
Right.
But that should be
hard.
another.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that another time.
To be continued,
because that's next to even with our kids growing up.
girl.
That's
Let's talk
gonna be
about. We'll talk. Bye, y'all.